Alright guys, Stint is back online. We are starting Stint 4. And yeah, it's me again, Flameace, also known as Otaku, and yeah, a little bit delayed, but we're now starting Stint number 4 of the 6 hours of Autopolis. Yeah, a lot of things happened, we'll talk about them later on, as yeah, we started the stream exactly on time, and yeah, as you see it rains, because the previous then finished with rain as well, so yeah, we already had a huge amount of action, and yeah, it's gonna be a lot of action once again. And yeah, for now the last 90 minutes are on their way, as we see Jaw of the Fire in P1 just in front of Lugi's on PS. Yeah, immediately behind Eiffel Blitz for WS Racing, as her teammate F1 Dennis just gets past her. JPE behind, it's so close again. Yeah, that's the great thing about rain. We can't even see the cars behind the water spray. It's crazy stuff. As yeah, Callum Birch is in first place, and we have a spinner, and I think it was Eddie, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, Eddie spun out, and yeah. Obviously every driver on the wet tires, as the track is way too... Oh my goodness me, Sportsnet is driving on slick tires. I think he forgot to change tires. Oh my goodness me. I can't believe it. This will cost him a lot of time, but yeah. The team is far behind us already, as they started an hour and 30 minutes into the race. Therefore they were far behind already, so it's basically just a test session for them, but yeah. The sister car, the Lamborghini, which we saw before, is still fighting for victory. As are the two hypercars which we are seeing here at the moment, the two Team Capital cars who are doing an amazing job today. Also great recovery by yeah, WS Racing, and also Escuderia Pantera with a very good previous stint. So therefore, this is not over yet. All cars seem to be fine, no damage at the moment. Let's hope that it stays like this. Callum stays in P1, as Tempo is doing his only stint for today for WS Racing. Is at the moment in P2 overall. Just behind him is his teammate, Mr. Krabs, who's now getting passed by Eddie. He's not getting lapped. Remember, Eddie had his little spin. What can happen? Wehrlein is now just behind Mr. Krabs. Let's see if he's trying to get an overtake done. Very good top speed. Both cars are exactly the same ones. The only difference would be the setup. Gregory closes the inside, shuts the door, and keeps the position, it seems, at the moment. At least he has the inside line. Side by side they go on a straight line into turn number 2, and I think Mr. Krabs has the position for himself, and NRL Wehrlein has to settle in behind. Let's see how it looks ahead. We can now yellow flags up in front. Did we have a spinner? Yes, it seemed to be Eddie once again. Or is he still getting past the grid? I'm not quite sure. But Eddie seems to have a lot of problems. Yes. Oh, and there was a spinner in front. Yes, this was Lugi. This is the reason why we had yellow flags. He has damage in front as well. I was just wondering, how did Eiffel Blitz get up into P2, but yeah, there was a stint by Lugi. It happened so quickly we didn't even realize it. So, Callum getting past the hypercar. Oh, look how he's keeping up with the hypercar. It's crazy how much fun it seems to be driving in the rain if you are in a GT car. But Eddie is on wet tires, right? Yeah, he is. Oh, Eddie has a lot of problems. He does not seem confident at all at the moment. Let's hope that he recovers quickly, because the car is in a solid position at the moment. So, JPE in 5th place for Spider GT. Dennis in 4th place. Brumadinho in P3 for ESP. Eiffel Blitz 2nd, Jaw of the Fire 1st, and Sportsmet, yeah, coming into the pits, and I think it was basically the longest lap of his life on this track, and he already is 1 minute and 45 behind. He did not deserve that. He really did not deserve that. But yeah, let's hope that he still has a lot of fun in this race, because it's not over yet. So a lot of things can happen. And yeah, one of the most important factors might be Flipsy, who is, has been leading for a long time. The car at the moment, at least according to the quick result that we have at the moment, is at the moment in P4 in the GT3 class. And he is overall only 1 second behind the WSR Porsche. And ja, that means that we still have a very close battle. Jo, guten Abend STM SRB, schön, dass du wieder dabei bist, warst ja eben auch schon mal da beim Startstint. And we already see the track is drying up. We unfortunately do not have access to the live weather radar. We could keep an eye later on. We could do it that we, yeah, watch the radar every 10 minutes on the main menu and see how the weather changes, so that we know what's going to happen in the next phase. Ja, kann ich verstehen. Big Mac hat ja auch toll gemacht, die 4 Stunden ungefähr, also 3 Stunden Rennzeit. So, how's it going? Callum is pulling away at the moment in the Lamborghini. Slightly worse fuel consumption, but it's, yeah, almost equal. Oh, we had a small lag. And Eddie's still behind, no, the car in front is 1 or 2 laps down. 2 laps down. I think Sportsman is already 2 laps down. There was a car running wide, did we miss it? We almost missed it, and that would have been very unlucky. Okay, let's have an eye on the radar just before the cars will enter the pit. So this is the weather which we had a few minutes ago. So we are now at 45 minutes at the past. Now we're crossing the line for 30 minutes in the past. Let's hurry up and hope that the weather keeps improving. We should now see the first blue signs on the top left corner. We are seeing them right now, and yeah, the sky seems to be clearing up, so this basically was all of the rain action, at least for the time being. Let's see if it stays like that, or if there will be a few further changes in the weather system. Well, for now, at least, Joe of the Fire and Eiffel Blitz are very close behind each other. Robertinho seems to be losing a bit of time, and now the question, of course, will surely be, when do I change tires? When do I come into the pits? And it's such a difficult decision, because one would guess the grip is enough, but you have to remember we are doing multi-class racing, and therefore it is quite possible to lose a few positions if you, if you come into the pits a little bit too late or too early. It's such a hard decision to make. And Callum's still only 14 seconds behind the last car in the hypercar class. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff. Also very close racing between the 2 Porsches of Mr. Krabs and Wehrlein. Flipsy is 7 seconds behind both cars, approximately even 8 seconds. And yeah, Sportsman is unfortunately already 1 lap down due to, yeah, I think it was a mistake basically. He started on slick tires, and yeah, he surely must have realized that it must have been raining. So both cars are staying out. The track should be dry enough already to go for slicks, but you can see there are so many wet spots on the outside of the track that the drivers say to themselves, no, I'm not having it, I'm gonna do it as safe as possible, because there's so much to lose, even though that we could maybe win a few seconds in the dry sections with dry tires. The risk still seems to be a little bit too high for most teams. You can spot it when, yeah, let's have a look. Now you saw temp going into the wet line, and you immediately see an increase on the grip meter on the bottom left corner, which, yeah, already implies that the grip on the wet parts of the track is not exactly the best that you could have, even though the lap times are really strong that he's doing at the moment. 1 second quicker than the Porsches behind. And I think, I'm pretty sure everyone's coming into the pits now. And yes, they are. Joel of the Fire into the pits. Brumadinho and Eifelblitz, both of them opt to stay out and benefit from the clear air. Dennis coming into the pits as well. And yeah, JPE coming into the pits as well. Also JPE changes to slick tires and Eddie, yeah, staying out for one more lap as well. And you can already see a slight increase in colors on the tires. It's changing its colors to a slight red on the top of the marker. Oh, cautious. Oh my goodness me, Dennis had an impact exiting the pit lane. Every single one that has been exiting the pit lane, I can't believe it. Oh my goodness me, Lugi just had a collision with basically ghosted car and it didn't happen in the end. He just... Oh my goodness me, the teammates hit each other, I can't believe it! Poor Callum, I can't believe it! Luckily still he has to enter the pit lane. This will probably be the only thing that he's happy about, because his teammate just stayed on track in front of him, and frankly said, I think his teammate was completely unlucky at the moment. It was definitely not his fault. Oh my goodness me, it's all kicking off now. I'm already spotting on the roadmap if any car is spinning or if there's a situation. We are killing Jacob as we speak. Yeah, I can't believe you. Oh my goodness me. But yeah, to be fair, it was a really unlucky situation, and in my opinion it was not the fault of Jacob, because he got spun round and stayed on the apex and it's so difficult to get away if it's red. Yeah, really unlucky, so yeah, you're gonna recover from that. But yeah, of course, now Callum is losing a lot of time. Tem and the Lamborghini, they are frankly fighting for position, even though that they have a huge gap between both of them. I think around 23 seconds or something like this. We're gonna double check it later on. But yeah, of course, Callum is losing time. He will lose time in the pits as well. As Eddie now enters the pit lane, Eifelblitz did make the switch to soft tires and managed to stay in front of Dennis, but only just. Which proves that the track is definitely far enough for slick tires. But you gotta be careful, no unnecessary risks. But I think both teammates are smart enough to, yeah, not get into each other's way. So Lugi also on the slicks. I think everybody switched to the slick tires. No, Brumadinho decides to stay out as he goes off the track. Oh my goodness me, this was definitely not on purpose, this timing. No damage whatsoever, but yeah, you can spot the tires, and even if they start to slightly color themselves red, this is a clear indication that the tires are already cooking, like over 90 degrees of temperature, which is way too hot for a rain tire, which normally has around 60 degrees Celsius. So therefore, it just means get rid of those tires as quick as possible, because yeah, you can already see it. The track is way too dry and you only lose time, and yeah. Oh my goodness me, I think Brumadinho touched the pit entry line. So Dennis passed Eifelblitz, and Eifelblitz has damage. Please tell me that they did not collide. Please tell me that they did not collide. Please tell me that there has not been a collision between the two teammates. No, don't enter on slick tires, you will have a collision. No, oh my goodness me. Let's just quickly... Oh my goodness me, Brumadinho has been exiting the pit lane as he was on slick tires. He did the same mistake as every single car that left the pit lane. Oh my goodness me, what's happening here? And meanwhile, the GT cars are having the time of their lives, by far. I hope they are all communicating with each other, because yeah, I can't believe it how you got to know that if you exit the pit lane, of course there is a fully wet line. So this is how you enter the pit lane at Autopolis. Prime example, and yeah. But look how much time Wehrlein gained back. It's amazing how dry the track is at the moment. You have to get a look on the fuel as well. but yeah, Wehrlein will take over the lead in the GT class. Crazy stuff. Callum also now in P1 as Mr. Crab. Oh, the next spinner, I can't believe it. But he keeps it on the track, please don't hit him. Ah, my goodness me. I think we had enough spins for one stint. Oh my goodness me, let's take a deep breath. All of us. Deep breath in and out, slowly. We didn't see anything, let's continue where we remained before. And that is, this is what I meant. If you have a dry line, there's such a small margin for error. If you just touch the wet line with a slick tire, you immediately lose grip. The tire cools down like by 10 degrees or something like that. It's not the best situation to be in, to be honest. Yeah, and we had a prime example now from Sportsmat. Yeah, Mr. Krabs with a 3-second penalty, but I think he doesn't really care, because the most important thing is that he did not collide, so therefore I think he should be fine. Leaves the hypercar enough space to get past. Great management by him. Yeah, Temp meanwhile pushing like hell, hoping to gain some time back on Callum, who is still in the net lead of the race. Yeah, and we already have a fully dry line. But yeah, it's still really dark, so we will see a lot of the wet line for the next few minutes. And it will take a lot of time until it completely dries out. Yeah, don't be surprised by the lap times. 46.1 on a drying track is a really strong lap time at the moment if we compare it to the rest of the grid. Temp must have made a mistake. And I think Mr. Krabs also had a small mistake. So additionally to the obvious one, of course. As Flipsy has basically erased the gap that he had in front of him. Yeah, and Sportsman, unfortunately, yeah, his mistake was a crucial one, to start on the slick tires on a fully wet track. This, yeah, arguably doesn't gain you any points. Oh, Dennis missed his braking point. So 26 crazy spectators who also are indulged to watch the carnage that we are having at the moment. D is greater than F1? Yeah, you bet it is. Yeah, but to be honest, I'm happy to see China once again next week. It's been 5 years since we've seen this track, and it always provided great racing. And like half of the grid hasn't even raced there in a Formula 1 car, and we have never seen the next generation Formula 1 car racing there either. Alright, I'm back. Sorry for the small timing of bit of silence, but yeah, just had some private things which I also still have to manage because, yeah, there's always something to do, but now I can probably focus for the rest of the stint only on the race, and yeah. To be honest, I really have to say, even though that I only have driven like 90 minutes, 1.5 hours, it was a lot of fun, to be honest. I think I finished in P3 in my class, but yeah, to be honest, Callum drove in our stint as well, and he unfortunately had a disconnect 20 minutes into the stint, which was really unlucky because you see it already that the pace that he has is amazing, as does his teammate of course as well, who was basically dominating the entire LMGT3 field. But I was really scared to have those very close situations that you normally have on a track like this. If there's a hypercar approaching and lapping you, you normally really SH, third letter of the alphabet, T, your pants. And yeah, on the other hand, I did not remember a single situation where I really was scared. It was really, to be honest, a lot of fun, and if it only always stays like this, yeah, I'm open for everything, of course. Because, yeah, I have to really admit that it was a lot of fun, and I was a lot more worried than I actually had to be. So, where's the DNL Lexus? It is 3.5 seconds behind Mr. Krabs. Yeah, and if you keep in mind that the both cars in the overall grid are only 1 second apart on the current position, so yeah, Mr. Krabs is exactly 1 second ahead of Flipsy, you really get an idea how close the race is, and it's the same thing in the hypercar class. Now that we're talking about it, let's have a look how big the gaps are, or which are the smallest gaps, because we still have some fights going on. Of course, it's only still provisional, and we will have to correct it, but I think it should not take that long. And therefore, yeah, let's see how it ends up. So, let's have a little look how the situation at the moment really is. So the closest gap that we have in the hypercar class, unfortunately, no, there is a very close gap. And it is between Eddie and JPE, I think it's Jakob according to Spider GT. They are only 4 seconds apart, but Eddie is virtually 4 seconds behind Jakob, JPE. But now that they swap positions, of course, the gap is now increasing, and Eddie is virtually now back into P5 in the LMH class. Very interesting as well is the gap at the moment between Joe of the Fire and Lugi is on PlayStation, because yeah, Joel of the Fire is 44 seconds ahead, but yeah, Lugi had a bit of misfortune, also has damage due to, I think he lost control on a wet spot, something like this. Oh, and also getting very close to the wet line. So those are factors that of course we have to keep in mind. Ah, don't be so mean. It's only fun. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you don't mean it seriously, and yeah, if you do, of course. I don't know the situation in the team, so yeah. Okay, yeah, let's see. The GT class, however, it's really, really close. The closest gap we mentioned before is between Mr. Krabs and Flipsy, which is only 1 second. Therefore, we have to keep an eye on that, even though that we see at the moment that Flipsy is losing a bit of time to the Porsche. So, a bit of a discussion in the chat. I like it. Keep going, guys. But keep it fair. Oh my goodness, you guys are crazy. So, let's focus back on the race. So, Mr. Krabs is virtually at the moment 16 seconds behind his teammate, 10. Both of them are still fighting for P2 overall. And Charles is... where's he at the moment? Yeah, he's 40 seconds behind Flipsy at the moment. and therefore a little bit far behind. And Verlan, even though that he is up ahead at the moment, he is 2 minutes and 48 seconds behind the leader of the GT class at the moment, and 1 minute and 18 seconds behind the next car in front, which is the car of Charles. So 246, 212. So he already did half his job. And we're only 24 minutes into the race. Well, 24 minutes is a lot of time. Is he allowed to fly, or does he have to go by boat on himself with just a paddle and a bottle of water? That's what I don't understand about how going to Australia, but that's for you to decide. Or maybe he's going by bicycle to keep the planet green. Or he's walking, that's also good, so you do a bit of cardio. Oh, yellow flags, yellow... Oh, there's a spinner and it's Sportsmat. Oh, he's not having a great day. I think he might have to crawl to New Zealand if you keep even letting your hypercar teammate walk. Is he coming into the pits? No. No, he is no damage. Oh guys, you're going to make me laugh once again. I'm so fucking sorry. I didn't say the F word now, you didn't hear everything. I said funny. I just said funny. Yeah, if that's the case and he has no training, yeah, then that's perfectly fine, because I think Autopolis is one of those tracks that if you don't do any training, you will have a lot of problems on this track, because it's such a difficult one. But it is a fun track in my opinion. It's a real fun track. If you understand how it works, you really can enjoy a lap on there, or even 57 laps, which I think we are the maximum laps in one stint. And I think Callum is enjoying a lot at the moment, as he's just pulling away to the front, and yeah. Why do so many hypercars have damage? I must have missed that, to be honest. Just staying a bit with the GT class, because there are so many important battles at the moment. Gonna have a look on the hypercars later on, so don't worry. Gonna be back there in a minute. But now we have a very close fight between Mr. Krabs and the BMW of Charles, and we might get one of those very, very few overtakes in the GT class for position. So, Charles closing the inside door. Mr. Krabs trying to get the old switcheroo done, has a better acceleration, but Charles is doing a great defensive job to keep his position. And therefore, yeah, he still has to settle for P5 in class. And this is helping his teammate, by the way, who's closing in. And who's now getting lapped by the Team Capital car. I think it's the second place one. Nah, it's the sixth place one, the second one overall, you know what I mean. So yeah, let's move through the field. Yeah, Bombardino has damaged. I must have missed that. Maybe he had a collision with a GT car, but the GT cars were looking fine. And Dennis has damage as well, and I genuinely hope that there has not been a collision within the team, because it would be very unlucky. I think we had a bit of, yeah, the hypercar guys had a lot of bad luck, I think already enough for like a lifetime, so yeah. Just going to remind you from our one lap too late in the two pits for wet tires, and yeah, a 24-hour race was lost. No, we didn't see anything. We haven't seen anything. Oh my goodness me, that was a close one. Oh my goodness me, no contact, so yeah, great to see if it works out somehow. Oh, there was a light flashing, someone was not happy. So this is by far the closest battle we have at the moment for position. Oh my goodness me, disconnect by Sportsman. Or has it been a rage quit? I hope it's not a rage quit. I hope not. But I don't think so, because he was trying to get back to the pack, even though that he had a few mistakes. So is he going to send it on the inside? I think he wanted to, but he did not. So the track, to mention that once again, is at the moment completely dry. Okay, here there's a confirmation disconnect, yeah. Not the first one today, not the first one. And unfortunately already the third one after 30 minutes. And this dude we are watching right there, Mr. Krabs, was the first poor soul to have had a disconnect very early on. 3 disconnects already for you, oh my goodness me. Tem already, yeah, pulling away, but he has damage. Front bumper damage for the 3rd place car, the GT class. Sorry. And Callum now with a massive lead against the rest of the pack. It's such an interesting battle at the moment. Nothing happens, but the gap is so close still. So is he trying it around the outside? And yes, the overtake is completed. The Porsche goes past the DLL BMW. Charles seemed not to be happy about it. Oh, there was a slight pun. Is there damage on this car? No, there's no damage. So the position was gained. There was definitely a touch between both cars, but I'm not sure if there was a contact between both cars before that. It looked like Charles braked a little bit too late, but I don't think that it was on purpose. Maybe just a misjudgment, as Flipsy's now getting past Charles' way, and yeah, this is definitely so that Flipsy can fight for position, of course. I'm not quite sure who it is, if it's Flipsy or Charles. One of them was driving with like I think he wrote it on Discord, 39 degrees of fever, which is crazy that you guys are even going through with this race. So hats off to you guys. Seriously. It's not normal. Many teams would have retired and it would have been perfectly fine. But yeah, hats off. Yeah, and you see already the Porsche is pulling away. And everyone equal on fuel and on tires, so great to see. Yeah, Callum with the by far highest fuel consumption, but the lead is such a great one that I think that it doesn't even really matter. It's Jacob's fault, the disconnect, yeah. Nah. Or is he multitasking capable because he's driving at the same time, which would be a crazy skill, to be honest. Nah, I don't think so. Alright, I maybe get an invitation for someone to co-commentate, so yeah. Just give me 2 minutes of a break, and yeah, I'm gonna hurry up as quick as possible. before, I'm guessing Kyle is inviting me to a party, so we maybe get some additional person to enter the final 60 minutes, which would be great stuff, so that I'm not entirely alone for the next phase. But yeah, let's see how it develops. Let's keep an eye on track as well, as Mr. Krabs is still in front of the Lexus. Charles, however, is losing a bit of time. Has he had a spin? No. But he's losing time. Alright, let's see if I have received a party invitation, so yeah. Hi mate, how are you doing?
Hello, hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I don't know if they can hear you in the stream as well.
Let me check. Hello, hello? We can hear
we can hear
okay.
So,
yeah, hello. I thought,
great
you
to
know
see
what,
you,
I'd help you out because you volunteered so heroically. I figured, you know, you can't be alone.
Yeah, because it's such a difficult task to stream. It's very difficult. You have to have high qualities and so on, and therefore nobody could do it. And yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, don't worry about it. I don't
Either
know if
that,
I'm
or maybe
allowed
even
to
nobody
join the lobby,
wanted to do it. All right. Yes, you can join the lobby. There's one free spot, if I'm not mistaken, because we had a disconnect.
Yeah, there are spots, but you think that's okay? Because then I'll go, because it's a bit
you can join. I think it's not a problem. As you can't join the race, it shouldn't even matter.
Yeah, that's, there's enough spots. Okay, yeah, then I'll just join the lobby. Hopefully it doesn't do anything weird.
Nah, they will be fine. They'll manage somehow.
Yeah, definitely. I just came back from engineering Callum and handed it over finally to someone else who came in for the help. So we're here now. I figured that, you know what, I can then stream and help you for a bit because, well, you also had to wash your eyes after that overtake of Jakub, I think.
To be honest, I missed it. I think I missed it.
The one where he hit his teammate.
Yes.
That one.
Yeah, but to be honest, I don't think that it was his fault because he got punted before by another car who left the pit lane.
Yeah, no,
So,
that's true, but we're
stuff.
still gonna bully him.
Yeah, basically every single car made at least one 360 exiting the pit lane because everyone seemed to have forgotten that the pit lane exit, of course it's wet because the racing line is completely somewhere else.
Yeah, it's been a crazy race, honestly.
Oh, your teammate is getting into the lead of the GT class. Yes, he is overtaking the Porsche if he's not going to be shunted wide. No, he got it. He passed Wehrlein.
Would you look at that? I joined the lobby and he overtakes someone. All race, he's done nothing.
There was
and
slight
now
contact. But I think it was still fair.
Yeah.
It was a little bit less obvious than the one we saw before between Charles and Mr. Krabs.
I think I missed that. I was so busy.
I think it was just a misjudgment, to be honest, but nothing happened. The positions were kept, so all good.
Feels still a bit mixed up, huh?
Yes, to keep you updated, the gap between Mr. Krabs and Flipsy in this, in the positions there at the moment is on the total race time only 1 second. So they are basically at the moment 1.7 seconds apart from each other.
Wow.
And that's the reason why Mr. Krabs is now defending like hell. Yeah, meanwhile his teammate, who is I think 16 seconds in front, is pulling away now, even though that he has damage. The gap is coming down, but the guys in front are doing an amazing job. It's just a crazy pace that they are doing in the GT class.
Yeah, we saw it as well. The pace in the GT class is something else today.
Yeah, I think you missed the best part of the time when it started to rain in the last 10 minutes of the stint, and some guys opted to stay out. Yeah, that's the reason why we started on rain now.
I was watching the POV of Avesta at the time, so I had the full enjoyment of that.
Yeah, I was working as engineer basically as well, and it was a lot of carnage, and I just stayed quiet so that everyone could make the correct decisions. And yeah, except of one of our 4 cars, we all were lucky. We went into the pit at the exact correct time. And,
yeah, we saw.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had the same. We were quite, I believe Liam, I should give the credit to, gave Tim the
that was very close for your race leader in the GT class, who almost got shunted off the DLL car of the hypercars. Very close one.
Yeah, we were quite scared about the hypercars throughout this event, really. We even planned our strategy on it. I believe you were also commentating on the first stint.
Yes, and I was very surprised when you came in.
Yeah, you were wondering why we pitted too early, right?
Yes.
Yeah, we were, our strategy, yesterday we had a whole strategy building, and what we decided was that it was, we calculated everything. We calculated where the hypercars would be, at what lap, so we could decide on that, and we decided we wanted to pit early.
Oh, there's a spin.
Because,
Brumadinho spun out, damage, front damage.
That is Bruma.
Yes.
The Scuderia Pantera car had not a lot of luck today, I'm afraid.
No.
That is unfortunate. Yeah, anyway, we decided basically traffic was one factor. We wanted to gain more time because we knew we were fast on race pace, so we wanted better tires for a small amount of time, and then a splash and dash would work perfectly. So we would avoid the lapping and also, you know, have free air to, and it worked quite well. And we also knew that other teams, well, when they would see it, would start trying something like that. So in the third stint we saw that happen, and that's when we moved back to the one stop, and we gained even more time on that. So yeah, strategy worked out quite good for us this race, but it's a hard track nonetheless. Like, strategy doesn't really make the difference here. It's the drivers that do.
Yeah, it's just basically keeping it as constant as possible. We realized that for us as well. I was doing very bad lap times, to be honest. I think like only 44s or 45s in the GT car, but I had not a single mistake. I think I only got pushed wide only one time, and it wasn't even a bad collision. I think I lost like 1 second or so. And if you do stints like this, you really gain some time back, because it's so easy to make any mistakes, even on your own, or maybe even without any of your own fault.
Yeah, it is definitely a hard track, and
yes,
you said it as well. One mistake and you're done for the whole strategy and the whole build-up towards it. We had that spin early on as well. We had Avesta actually spin. He hit the curb a bit too much, and he gave me a heart attack as well as himself. And that was right at the moment where we said, okay, don't spin. We need this to be perfect laps for the strategy to work. Because we were on a different strategy, right? And then he spun, and we were all like, oh, well, there goes it. In the end, it worked. But that was purely because of his pace at the last stint, which was suddenly insane. But yeah, this track is just so hard to get right. And if you don't have the right strategy, you of course start with -1. But if you can't do the track consistently, it's just over. As you can see,
definitely
Pantera
right.
had no luck, but they also have made a few mistakes, and well, yeah.
It's difficult to say if any team is lucky or unlucky, because there are so many examples for team having bad luck. I'm watching now the DLL car, who were like dominating the class by 2 minutes or so.
Yeah.
And then in the last stint, there were so many things that happened. I think they had like 1 or 2 collisions. There was the next very close situation at the moment. And then the rain came, and I think they had like 3 pit stops, some of them due to damage. And yeah, now they're back in P4, I think, straight back from P1, and they didn't had a single disconnect. And if you compare it to us, we had a disconnect in the first 30 minutes, and are now still fighting for the podium, which is crazy stuff. We would have thought that we were like on P6, and we would have been happy to finish somewhere in the top 5, and now we are so close to the leading pack still. Excluding your Lamborghini, who's just in a completely different universe.
Yeah, fun fact about that, we disconnected as well, the Lambo.
Yeah, I remember, but
we disconnected this stint too, and we got back 2 minutes.
Yes,
in the
but
other
there are so many discrepancies on the time documents still, because we realized it with our internal data, because we were like 41 seconds behind our teammate, and I think we gained that time back, and still in the get document we were like 16 seconds behind, so there are still some things that seem to be wrong, but it's... Oh, what happened?
Damage.
Yes, I saw
Hairpin, spun, sent to the left side, and damage yet again.
Has he been pushed?
Nope.
But the car in front, JP is also damaged in the, at the front, or was it from before? It was from before.
JP had damage before. He just he's driving.
Yeah, the lap time confirms that it's normal lap.
Yeah.
So Lugi also
but,
not with the
yeah,
best
there are some discrepancies, of course, but it's been a weird race anyway for all of us. I think the rain, the loads of disconnects. Actually, really big amount of disconnects, in my opinion. I never expected it to be so bad today with the servers. As you can see now, Bruma and Jakub in the pits. Jakub was on the rain tires. On my screen, at least.
Yeah, that can happen. I should inform you from Squishy Dealer, the teammate of Temp, if you would be so kind to do an extra pit stop for Callum, so that we could keep it close.
I'll text Callum right now, see if he's maybe texting and driving at the same time, and then maybe we can sort something out. No, it's...
yeah, we still have 45
maybe we can do something in another race.
Or as Verstappen always says, yeah, maybe do an extra pit stop to do some pit stop training.
Yeah, we're gonna start hosting our own podcast soon as well. At the end of the race, we're gonna stay in the line and then just wait.
Oh my goodness.
No, we gotta be humble, man. We had a great race today, but we all know.
Yes, you really have to use
hard.
it. So all good. Just joking a bit around.
Yeah, no.
To hope that maybe something happens somehow, but to be honest, I don't think so. If both of our GT cars finish on the podium, we are way more than happy, considering where we have been at the start of the race. The Lamborghini in the first stint got shunted off 2 times, if I'm not mistaken. The Porsche had a disconnect, and after that, brilliant pace from both cars. I think Kev drove like 3 hours back to back. What is this guy doing at the moment behind Callum? He was like weaving and trying to get past. Was it Bruma? Yes, it is. So nothing happened, but it looked a bit strange.
Oh no, looks who's behind him now though.
No, but props from Squishy Dealer's part as well, and already, even if the race is not finished already, congratulations to your team, as you really did a great job. Well, everybody did in this grid. There were so few situations overall. I think I've seen every single stint, which I think I never have in one race, at least not live. Only through replays later on. At the moment it's a very fair race.
Yeah,
oh, pit stop by Wehrlein, a very early one. Don't hit the wall, please.
All my tires are showing on wet, which is a bit weird. Thanks
I can confirm
Squishy
to you
Dealer,
that Callum is on softs.
Okay, phew. Yeah, I was about to send out all the alarms in Spider GT channels. But yeah, it's showing for me on the wet, so it might be a glitch though. But yeah, Squishy Dealer, thanks for the kind words as well. WSR did a really good job coming back, honestly. Because I think you guys weren't always in second place. Surely not in the third stint, I think. Or second stint.
Yeah,
so
well, we have to consider that we had
well.
one team that didn't even start, which also will be a factor, because I think it was the second time in a row. So we will have to talk in the Orga about that as well, but that's something that we can do in the next days. We don't have to do that today. Yeah, other than that, I think everything went smoothly. Yeah, there will be a few situations that have to be reviewed by the stewards, definitely, especially in the first 2 stints. But I think apart from that, it was a very clean race.
Yeah, we agreed. We had some minor incidents with another team, which were unfortunate. We're gonna have to look into them, honestly, and the stewards will of course decide fairly, so we accept whatever they do. But yeah, overall I think it's been a really good race in terms of lapping cars and stuff like that. I haven't seen many hypercars sending other cars flying into a barrier like in Lago.
Are we having some rain? Because the sky is getting really dark and I almost don't see any light.
It's getting darker. These are tricky conditions.
Yeah, the rain lights are still off.
Oh my god. We just got sent into the wall. Well,
no.
Spider GT just got sent into the wall by a hypercar.
No.
As I was saying that, yeah.
No.
Well, at least we were gonna pit anyway.
Yeah, thank God to that. That would be really, yeah. Have to be very cautious of finding the right words for such a situation.
Yeah,
let's keep it with undeserving, but I think you lost like only 10 seconds or so. The big was still big enough.
Yeah, the only thing... Oh, he didn't fix his front damage. There's no way.
It's getting fixed later on. It's the last thing that happens, so all good.
Really?
Yes, it's first tires, then fuel, and then repairs.
Oh,
and
okay, yeah.
the only thing that was missing was the ride damage because he changed his tire, so that's the reason why part of it got repaired earlier.
Okay. Yeah, no, it was a freak accident though.
I think it was
Luigi,
a misunderstanding as
yeah,
Obscure
he was on the right
pit.
side and Luigi was on the left side and he wanted to pit and Luigi didn't realize.
And he gets a 3-second penalty, yeah, of course. But yeah...
Well, stuff happens.
Oh, Charles is very far behind. How did this happen? How did he lose so much time? He was way closer before.
Maybe there is something in his past laps that says something about that.
I don't know. Oh, close pit exit for Mr. Krabs, very close one. As he oh my goodness, how much time did he regain? He regained like 8 seconds on his teammate. He was like 10 seconds behind Temp. I know he repaired damage,
me, or
but...
is it all of a sudden lights out completely?
Yes, it's normally a sign that there are a lot of clouds in the sky if it is as dark as it is at the moment. That's why I was asking if there was something on the radar.
I will check for you. My whole thing is glitched.
There are definitely clouds in the sky, but I can't say if they are rain clouds or normal clouds. The rain lights are still off. Yeah, you have to wait until it reaches the actual time, so you have to wait like 20 seconds or so.
Let me see. I'm now at the actual time and it doesn't really show anything. No cloud. Oh, yep, a bit. Oh, a lot of rain is coming already.
Okay, guys, we are having some rain for the last 40 minutes. This is not over yet. There's still a lot that can happen. And let's have a look in the GT class. I think everyone went into the pits, so it's equal for every one of them, except for Flipsy, who still hasn't done his pit stop. This could be important, really important. He has now started another lap, but I think he will come in the next 2 laps. The Lexus has very good fuel consumption. So it's gonna be so close. And it might be a benefit to be in flow. It does not necessarily have to be. That's what I was asking, because if it is so dark, it normally always is a sign for rain. And we will get confirmation at the moment as we see the rain lights on the back of the cars.
Yeah, no, the rain is definitely coming. I saw loads of rain, like the full...
So Eifelblitz into the pit. Let's see what she is doing.
It's too soon for rain time.
I think it was a scheduled stop. Maybe she hasn't seen it. I don't know. Or maybe playing it safe.
No, yeah, that could also be a possibility here.
I think
unfortunately,
Callum
did lose a lot of places. Something happened there. He's 10 seconds behind Wehrlein, and...
I tell you what, it will be crazy for the hypercars because they all have to come into the pits. They're almost out of fuel, every single one of them. Yeah, Eifelblitz played it safe. She went out on soft tires with 40% of fuel, which should be good till the end. So if it rains, it would only be a tire change and nothing else.
Yep. This is gonna get tricky though. In this dark track where there is no light and rain. I think we're gonna have a grand
crazy how dark
finale.
it is. It's just like the light at all has disappeared. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So it's like Nürburgring conditions already.
This race isn't over yet. Surely isn't over anymore.
No.
With this rain coming, this rain is definitely, it's big. It's.
Yeah, the question will be if it comes over the track or if it gets past like it did in the previous.
Fully past. Fully over the track. It's a horizontal stripe, big stripe, fully blue, and it's hitting every single part of the map.
So let's see if everyone has read my message and goes for the full WEC.
Yeah, I marked my team as well in the meantime.
Yeah, but every single one stayed to the rules during the start of the stint. Yeah. Yes, rain incoming, as at least Kyle confirmed that there's a big rain wave coming onto the radar.
Yeah, well...
Jaws of fire coming into... Yeah, that's a crazy thing. The hypercars will have to come in as they're out of fuel. And yeah, the question will be, will they go immediately on the full wet tires, or do they risk it and go for slicks initially? Because they're all in the same situation. I think one who could benefit would be Dennis. No, Eddie has the most amount of fuel. And Eifelblitz, of course, as well, has a lot of fuel at the moment. And Jaw of the Fire goes on to the full wet tires.
Ooh, that's early.
Really early, they will be cooking. So he must be pretty sure about what's going to happen. So they're all coming in, Eddie into the pits, Dennis into the pits. They're all going for full wets, I tell you. I keep an eye on the GT cars, but there's no rain at the moment. It's still dry. It's like in a horror movie. It's raining! It's raining! We are seeing some rain! It's starting to rain, oh my goodness me. Yeah, you can see it already. It's like sparkling on the ground. Oh my goodness me. We're going to have some action.
This is great action though, because half of the GT field is still on track.
I'm with the race leader in the GTE class at the moment with Callum, and Callum is coming into the pits. He plays it safe, and I think it was the best timing that he could ever have.
Yep. God, look at Mr. Krabs and Temp and Charles. Oof.
So, Mr. Krabs, next one. I'm staying with the GTs, you can stay with the hypercars.
Good idea. Jeez, they're struggling massively.
Yeah, but it's still okay. I think everyone will...
Rifle Blitz is off! Oh, Charles hits him!
So the GT cars all made it into the pits.
Charles, major collision. Luckily no damage, but there was a...
But Autopolis is fine, no damage. The car's still okay. But, yeah, it could be... They will both enter the pits now, surely. Yeah, Autopolis has to queue. No other chance. Don't get into contact. Yeah,
Wehrlein is on the softs.
What?
Wehrlein is on the softs.
Who's on the softs?
NRL Wehrlein.
No.
Yeah, he is. He's doing... Oh, it's all gone. Oh, and there's a car around if you look at Wehrlein's POV.
Yes. It's Dennis, F1 Dennis. He missed the pit lane window. He came in too late. The same team that was unlucky.
Slow.
No, I think Autopolis was fine. I think she had no contact, so no damage. She lost maybe like 2 or 3 seconds, but yeah. On the other hand, yes, you're right. Yeah, the race is over.
Spin.
The race is over for the second WSR team. No chance. That's it. Second time in a row unlucky with weather. They came in 1 lap too late. And hats off to Joe of the Fire, who made the perfect decision to stop for full wet tires, even though that the rain was far away from starting. So, hats off.
This is insane. Yeah, there's
can't
spinners
barely watch
everywhere.
it. See my teammate spin. It just hurts.
Wehrlein is going 70 on the straight.
Yeah, Wehrlein is done. He will be getting past. Oh, Flipsy's on intermediates! Flipsy's on intermediates!
Oh. He must pit now, otherwise it's even worse for him. Oh, and there's a car around his room.
Oh my goodness me, yeah, he is pitting, so... I think we can skip this one. If he pitted immediately afterwards, it's okay.
Yeah.
As the rulebook states it. Good to have 2 orga members at the moment. And I tell you what, it was very bad timing because the track is drying already.
Yeah,
and he's decision.
Oh, he's on the wets as well.
Yes.
The track is drying. This is Wehrlein is staying out. Is he doing this on purpose?
Yes, he has to. The track is drying. He's risking it. But it is way too wet to keep it on the track. But he missed
Callum is now flying away. This is well, that is I would say an interesting call.
Yes. Yeah, crazy cows in the... we haven't even entered the last 30 minutes. They haven't even started yet.
Well, you gotta hand it to, I believe it's Don, that they are risking this. They are currently in third to last place.
Yes.
You gotta risk it. You gotta hand it to them, you know.
Yeah, definitely. Flipsy will have to do another pit stop, and I don't think that he has enough fuel to go till the end. Well, it will be really close, but I don't think he has quite enough fuel.
Doesn't...
The rest, however, has, so he will have to refuel it a little bit.
He will. That was weird though, he's only 8 seconds behind Callum after an extra pit stop. So something must have happened.
Oh, there was a collision between Wehrlein and the Lamborghini of WS Racing. No damage on both cars. So they seem to be fine. Who's this? Oh, triple tray by WSR. A hypercar in between two GT cars. You
Yeah,
love
I
to
would
see
get
it.
the cameras out now because this is a promo shot.
Yeah. The crazy thing, however, is even though that Dennis had a miserable lap, he's only 40 seconds behind Eiffel Blitz. Only 40 seconds.
The gaps don't seem... Oh, there's someone off again. It's Eddie.
Again, yeah, Eddie with a lot of problems in the rain. We saw that before, but he kept it on the track.
Yeah, but he did. I will quickly check if there's more rain coming. That would be insane if it would dry out and then everyone goes back on the softs and then boom, rain again.
Oh, Eddie's basically blocking his teammate at the moment.
Let me see if I can see if there's more rain.
Yeah, the track is already dry. You can already
no rain.
opt to switch back to the slicks if you would like to risk it. The slicks will definitely be now on this phase quicker.
The rain has stopped and it will dry out. There is no more rain on the big radar.
Yeah. Question now will be when will they enter the pit lane and have they learned their lesson from before to not fully accelerate on the pit exit? Those are the most important questions that we have to ask ourselves as of today. Because they will all have to switch back to the soft tires.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, 6 seconds only the gap between the Lexus and the two WSR cars. Remember the gap, 1 second. So virtually Flipsy at the moment is 6 seconds in front. It is that close, it is really that close.
And that after 6 hours, insane, right?
After 6 hours, yes. And the other car is also not so far away.
Mr. Krabs.
Yes.
Where is he in the standings?
I think the biggest or the most unlucky driver of the stint definitely is Charles, as he has been in the stint before. Great pace, but just got caught up in traffic a lot of times.
Yep.
Yeah, we all know that Charles is quick. We saw that in the hypercar class, but yeah. It's been a long time since he was driving a GT car, at least in the WEC series.
Yeah, it's I remember him in Daytona where he would set insane pace in that hypercar, I believe. Usually that's more his type, right? The hypercar.
Yeah, it seems to be that way, but yeah, I think he will recover somehow. Well, he has to. Oh, Flipsy's losing a lot of time. He's lapping 2 seconds slower than... no, he was 5 seconds slower than Temp the lap before. Even
And
though
Temp
that his
is
tires are
squishy
better.
dealer, correct?
No, Temp is...
Oh, Temp is just Temp.
No, Squishy Dealer was the previous driver of the Lamborghini who drove the number 3. Yeah, the reason for that is that they had another event just before, qualification event for a 12-hour race at Watkins Glen, which is next week. Today was qualifying day, so therefore they both had to do only one stint. It was, yeah, impossible to do otherwise. So when are they coming into the pits? This is a real question, because the track is quicker.
Fine.
The question is, how much time do you lose on the pit exit? Lugi is pitting, Joe is pitting, and I think they will not refuel. I think they're good on fuel. Yeah, maybe they will refuel a little bit. I think you can do like 30 laps with half a tank, if I remember correctly. So Lugi on pit exit, and yeah, almost a prime example. Oh, that was a spin.
Spawn.
Who was it? Oh, Brumadinho. Oh no. Oh, another car. I think it was Callum. Was it Callum who spun? Yeah,
Callum,
it was Callum.
avoided Brumadinho last minute.
No, Callum spun out. He had a spin. But he's fine, no damage. All good, and he's also already on the slick tires. So I think he got really lucky.
Jeez.
So
I
chance
saw
to enter the
someone
pit lane.
avoid Brumadinho at high speed very... Ooh, this track is really
Oh,
hard.
look at this train. It's like a train of 15 seconds in the second sector. All cars are there at the moment. What a this is chaos. This is just chaos.
And guess who's... Oh, I think my timing's glitched. This can't be right. Mr. Werlein is ahead of Callum.
Yes, he is ahead. But yes, he is ahead.
Huh?
Callum had a mistake.
Oh, Charles has damage.
He went
Outside
just
of
out
the
of the...
pit lane.
I know where he got it, because he's on his out lap and he is still in Sector 1. I think we know what happened.
Oh! Another car just went off. I think it's a hypercar.
So Eifelblitz the next in line. Is she coming into the pits? Yes, she is.
Eddie is off.
Yeah, Eifelblitz into the pits. And yeah, I think it is the correct position, but there are still a few cars who still have to pit, because yeah, look at the gap. He's already 11 seconds behind Mr. Krabs. 1 second behind him. So it is clear that the slick tire is the faster tire at the moment, but I think Mr. Krabs will enter the pits now as well, and I'm pretty sure that Callum is aware of that. Oh, yellow flags. No, Mr. Krabs is staying out. So he's playing it safe. I think he can do one more lap, but nothing more. Oh, risky one by Callum, but I think we are going to see a great overtake, yeah. No, don't push him off. What are you doing, mate? Leave him in peace. It's not for position, mate. Ah, he will gain back. He's fine.
Yeah, he's
I think he just... I think what happened there
was a bit
he's no grip. Look at him. He's understeering. Mr. Krabs is just understeering. He has no more grip.
Yeah.
I think it was not even on purpose, to be honest. Not to defend my teammate, but I think it really was just wet tire understeering in the dry sections.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't expect that it was intentional.
Oh, 3-second penalty for Bruma.
Both of them are struggling.
So is anyone still on the wet tires? Yes, Mr. Krabs and Flipsy as well. So that's a weird turn of events. Yeah, Flipsy's on wets.
How is their pace?
Not good.
Not good, I think. Can't be.
Oh, I think Callum is mad.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, he has to get past quickly. Yeah, he got past. A little bit hard, but I think it was fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at how the Porsche is dancing. It's impossible to stay on track with this car. And I think Flipsy has the same problem. They have to enter the pits now. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, Flipsy is it's got a pit now, right?
I think Mr. Krabs just wanted to save a bit of money, and therefore he stayed on his tires.
WSR is just
no, Flipsy stays out. So,
yeah,
Mr. Krabs has to pit. This is the only correct decision that he can make. He has to pit. No, nothing happened. No damage. But I heard it as well.
Yeah.
Don't get mistaken, you see rain tires in the pits now by the pit crew members, but that's a bug in Gran Turismo.
Is the sun rising?
No, I think the clouds are disappearing. That's why it gets... Oh, there's another spin on the start-finish straight. Oh my... No, it's a disconnect. It's a disconnect by Lugi. Is it? It looked like a disconnect at first.
He's still throttling.
But he has damage.
Yep. Penalty for Charles in the meantime.
Oh, thank God for that. Mr. Krabs exited the pit lane and has not got a penalty. So I think every single driver realized how to save a bit of time by... Oh, Temp again with damage.
Flipsy, Werlein and Callum are in a battle.
Yeah, Flipsy is on the back foot with his rain tires. So he's definitely on the wrong tire. The gap between Flipsy and Mr. Krabs, 24 seconds at the moment. The question is, will Flipsy have to refuel or will he not? Because this will decide who comes out in front, if it will be Flipsy or Mr. Krabs. Remember, 1 second the gap between both cars.
Yep.
Oh, Charles lost like 1 minute or so in the rain. How did that happen?
There's so many changes.
And Wehrlein's still in P1, even if it's only just, and Callum is already behind with way better tires. So, Flipsy coming out of the last corner. Yeah, he has to pit now. The gap is decreasing so massively.
Good decision. Took a bit too long, I think.
Yeah, the question now will be if he refuels or not. So let's keep an eye.
Damage.
Yes, yeah, I already realized it a lap ago.
Oh.
But he's doing fine. I think the lap times are still okay. 49 on a drying track is okay. So, Flipsy getting rid of his rain tires. Slick tires on. And yeah, no, he did not refuel. And he rejoins the track. How is Mr. Krabs doing? Has he got him? Has he got him? No, he has not quite got him. Ah, I knew it would be close. Look how close it was at the end.
Yeah.
But it's not over yet. At the moment, it would still be enough.
Crazy how these drivers manageably did race quite safely with each other.
Yes, they don't want to risk it, of course. It's an endurance race. If you do one
no, that's
move...
true, but the way they give each other space and stuff has been quite nice.
Yes. Oh, I think Eiffel Blitz has damage again because she's entering the pit lane, yes. Ah. Ay. If you see someone entering the pit lane short before the end with 24% of fuel, it normally is not a scheduled stop.
Nope. And the pit lane looks okay-ish as well to go full throttle.
Yeah. I think it's one of the craziest stint I've ever witnessed, to be honest, in the DUS. And we had Spa a month ago, which also was... yeah. Kyle, get ready to oil up. Message by Obscure.
It's a joke within the team, I should say.
Alright. Oh, Mr. Krabs
is gonna be our
on the
first,
bumper of the Lexus.
well, I'm not gonna jinx anything yet, but I made some promises to these guys based on performance. And I'm starting to regret them a little.
Yeah, I do understand it.
But this is the moment. Do you have a spot at WSR where I could join really quickly? This is the moment where I should leave Spider GT before they start getting back at my promises.
Ah, let's hope that it doesn't happen. I think it will be fine.
Yeah. Well,
I think this is by far the best battle we have at the moment between the Lexus of DLL, between the Cookie Monster Lexus and the WSR Porsche. Yep. And now traffic is another factor, as we still have a lot of wet sections. It's so difficult to lap other cars if there's so many wet sections. But I think it's dry enough to get around the outside on the wet parts.
Definitely, yeah.
But only just.
I just realized Flipsy and Mr. Krabs, these are battling for position right now.
Yes,
in the overall
that's the reason why I'm staying with this battle for the entire time, because it's by far the closest battle.
This is a really important battle between these two.
Yeah, but if the gap stays as it is at the moment, they are basically in the same second according to the gap document, so it should be okay. But yeah, still remember, it's only provisional, so we don't know where the cars exactly are.
Yep.
We have all the replays, by the way, except of stint number 3, so let's hope that there is someone who has it.
I forced Vesta to save it.
So we basically could even provide the entire timetable tomorrow.
Yes. We have all the replays.
At least in theory it's possible.
Yeah, in theory, well, we have seen in practice that it's a little bit longer than that sometimes. We have all the replays, so we can luckily...
Alright.
fall back onto that.
Yeah, luckily we only have one lobby, so it should be done really quickly.
Yeah.
So 60 minutes remaining.
Yeah, it's getting close to the end, I should say, as these guys are still battling it out. Remember, one mistake and it's a lot of points to your championship, which you lose. Valuable points.
I think 3 points.
Still valuable points, though. Because these guys are in P2, well, they're in the championship lead right now. That's going to change after this race. But it's going to depend how hard, basically, on what Mr. Krabs does right now.
Yeah, let's see, but Let's have a look on the field. Oh, Joe of the Fire is an entire lap ahead of everybody else. That's crazy. Yeah, because Eifelblitz had damage and therefore Eddie's now, despite his miserable start, no offense, because he recovered great time, big time, and yeah, is now back into P2. Eifelblitz in second place, then is P4, despite having a lot of misfortune in the wet, but he has Lugi just behind him, who I think we all can agree on is really, really quick, even though that he has damage. Yeah, Jacobin P6, Brumadinho with, yeah, also a very unlucky stint.
Yep, definitely.
In P7, yeah, then I think the biggest surprise is Wehrlein in P8. I think he finished P4 or P5 in the previous stint where I was driving against him. But he's doing a great job.
Actually said about him that we were talking about every stint we come together again, we talk about strategy changes or stuff like that. And he said about Wehrlein that he's a really fast driver, and we were all like, well, they are quite far behind on the overall, are you sure?
Yeah, the thing is he makes no mistakes. I think he was right
after all, this guy is fast.
Yes, I think it took us like 40 minutes to overtake him in our stint where I was driving with Kev. Was not was really not easy.
No, respectable pace for sure there, because...
Oh, and they are now lapping Charles.
Oof.
Charles getting lapped by a DON car, that's crazy. And they are fighting for position.
Watch out.
Let's stay on them because it's a close battle as well. It's a battle for the lead in the class, for the stint at least. Yeah, Callum on way better tires, so he should be having this position. And of course Charles has to make space. Blue flags on track. Not happening at the moment. Is Charles receiving blue flags at the moment? I don't see any.
Yeah, he is. There is a blue flag marked to the left. What?
I think you got something to do later on. Is that possible?
I do. But there were multiple blue flags for Charles there. Oh.
And now he got shunted wide. And I think Charles has something to do later on as well.
Yep.
But he is now... Oh, what is Charles doing? He's doing it Leclerc. Same situation as an hour ago and no flashing his lights. What was happening there? Crazy stuff. Mr. Krabs has to be a bit cautious. Excessive light flashing is forbidden, but I don't think that he knows it, and I think Flipsy's clever enough to, yeah, stay over it. Maybe the hypercar can help them. I think it's Bruma.
It's Joe of the Fire as well. I think the stewards have got something to do here, yeah.
It's so difficult to overtake on this track. It is possible, but it is so difficult. You really have to get creative. Or you just have to wait until your opponent makes a mistake. I think there's no other option. Oh, I think Mr. Krabs has it. Oh, there was slight contact between Mr. Krabs and Flipsy, but they remain on their previous position. This was a close one, a really, really close one. Almost both of them take themselves out of the race. Oh, there was a spin! It wasn't a hypercar, it was a red one. Who was it? Was it Joe? No. Who was it? Oh, I don't know who it was, but there was a hypercar spinning. Oh, there was a crash, and I think this gave Mr. Krabs the opportunity, and he's taking the position against Flipsy, and he has passed him. This is probably the most important pass in the entire stint.
Oh, and that was close as well.
Yes.
Imagine 2 tenths. Wow.
Oh, that was the
Oh, he's coming back though.
Yeah, there was contact. There was definitely contact between both cars.
Oh. Seeing a bit of another side of loads of drivers at the moment, which is a bit unfortunate. And
I think Flipsy had contact with the hypercar before, and this opened up the inside for Mr. Krabs to get past. But I can assure you that he's smart enough to remain calm in situations like this. I think he's smart enough. Even though he's really young, I think he's also like 18, 19 years old, and yeah. The battle for P1 is also not over yet.
Yeah, I was about to say, they're also still
Okay,
going.
let's go through the field one more time. There's so many close two close battles at the moment. The rest is so spread out that, yeah. We apologize, of course, that we stay with the GT cars at the moment, but it is way more exciting at the moment than watching hypercars just doing qualifying
Callum's
laps.
going for it.
Let's have a look.
Side
I think
to
he has
side.
it, yeah. Yes, he has the inside for the next turn. Yes, he has him. Let's see if he keeps the position in the next few corners. So I think the stewards only with this stint have more than enough tasks, I think.
Yep, I'm afraid so.
And if you compare it to Spa, we only had 3 send-ins overall. Only 3.
This
In
is
24 hours
gonna
of
be
racing.
a bit more, I fear, but...
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
We had like 30 for the Interlagos
Lago.
race.
Yeah, Lago was really interesting with hypercar lapping, but this is more class-to-class battling now. This completely going wrong.
Yeah, you're right. Spa was also longer, and we also had wet weather situation, so therefore that makes it even more exciting. Let's keep an eye on Callum. I think he's pulling away from Wehrlein.
Yeah,
Wehrlein
he's
did an
pulled
amazing
away
job
now.
defending his position, but yeah, I think in the end Callum was just a tad quicker on the one-lap pace.
Yep, it does look like that, and but you gotta hand it to Wehrlein here. He's been an insane roadblock, you could definitely say, with great pace as well.
Yeah,
in it.
definitely. Let's keep an eye on fuel. I think both cars should be fine on fuel, even though that it will be close for Flipsy, but I think he's fine. Yeah.
Oh! Yeah, this is gonna be...
Yeah, the Lexus is really efficient. I think it would be sufficient with the Porsche as well, so that yeah basically means the Porsche has too much fuel. The reason for that definitely being that they had a few time on the rain during the rain sections, and therefore yeah, fuel consumption is a bit less.
So I'm talking to my team in the meantime, right? Still via WhatsApp, of course. We have group chats, multiple, and we have this engineering system where everyone gets an engineer and they communicate with each other, and I get the messages back. I just received an interesting message, which I think I should share with you as well, from the engineer of Jakub. Jakub is seeing the aliens, lights in the sky.
Maybe it is a bug. I'm not sure.
He is seeing the aliens that were there at Daytona as well, the ones with the UFO?
Yeah, there is a new UFO glitch which has been put on purpose in the game, but I remember that it was a Mount Panorama. Well, I'm seeing a helicopter at least.
Seeing aliens. It might be the helicopter.
Yeah, there is a helicopter definitely, which is the one with the red and
yeah, the red and
yellow
the
lights.
green.
Yes, that's the helicopter.
I will report that back. I did have the same
But
issue at
he's
Daytona.
right, there is a UFO. In general, not I'm not seeing it at the moment.
Yeah, no, I had that issue in Daytona, and we were all not aware that there was an actual UFO, so I was screaming, I'm seeing aliens, and it was like the middle of the night, so everyone just started laughing at me, like, go get some sleep, you know? And I was like, no, I'm sure there are aliens, and, well, there really are. Just, interesting that he's watching the sky instead of the truck, though. Tommy.
Should we then do the timing document tomorrow so that we can finish this up quickly?
Yeah, definitely.
Alright.
I mean, I think even, you know, we could do the provisional results right after this one.
Yeah, of course, but so that we get an official one and that we can start immediately with the stewarding so that we have a lot of time to prepare for the next event, as Mr. Krabs is refusing to give up and is still behind the bumper of Flipsy. I'm not sure if there was contact, but if there was, when he gained a position, he will get a 5-second penalty nevertheless, so I think Mr. Krabs should be fine. To be honest, I think he's fine.
To see about all the interesting things that are being done right now, because there are
there are a lot of situations between every single team. I think there's been at least one collision, but yeah, overall it was a really fair race.
Yeah, definitely. It's almost unavoidable on a track like this as well to not have incidents. Yeah, in the end we all try to get a position right, so I get it, but the stewards will decide.
I'm guessing, what if the hypercar who's approaching from behind might help a bit, because it's a WSR car. I don't want to jinx it.
Gonna have to see.
Nah, he's not, I think. No, we're not doing something like this. Yeah, see, he's pulling away, so that's fair. Yeah, it's Dennis.
4 minutes left, and we have... Oh, it's actually 3 minutes and 40 seconds left.
Yep, but
still
I think overall...
and I swear that is the sun's rise.
It's 3 laps remaining, so lap 49 will be the last one.
The sun
it's going
rising.
to be really close on fuel for Flipsy, to be honest. Really close.
Yeah.
I think he's fine, but I'm not 100% sure.
I'd say 2 or 3 more laps, I think.
After that, 2 more laps, so lap 49 will be the last lap for both of them at least.
Yeah, and he has
I think for Callum as well. Maybe Callum will open lap 50. So let's stay with the race leader overall for a bit of time, because he has not received as much attention as he honestly has deserved. Very good decision making by him, to be honest. Coming into the pits for the right tires at the right time. Yeah, they're abducting cars when someone disconnects. That might be the solution for everything. We just haven't realized it yet.
It's a new tow truck service. Whenever a car crashes, you just get abducted by... Jakub is driving and texting.
Yeah, why the hell not?
Yeah. It's a picture of
small bug.
his floor. I think he didn't mean to drive and text.
Yeah, I think Flipsy's fine on fuel. It will be close, but I think he's fine. It's only 2 more laps.
Yep.
He's eating loudly, so I asked what he's eating.
Oh.
So if you don't know, it wasn't loud enough.
Exactly, that is a nice word.
Yeah, Callum is pulling away, so he has this under control now that he has the lead.
Yeah, it's...
Oh, Mr. Krabs with a slight mistake, and I think that's it. Yeah, they will eventually open 1 more lap, both of them.
Yeah. And after that, the 6 hours of Autopolis is completed as the sun is rising.
No, I think it's still sunset. Where is the sun actually?
Yeah, no, well, the dark part of the track is now getting less dark.
No, it's on the western side, so it's sunset.
Oh.
The track map is referred to north, so...
Oh, okay, yeah, no, then it's... not a sunrise. never really. Yeah, that's actually a fun fact as well. Spider GT never really drove on this track before.
So, I would like you to stay with Joe of the Fire as he's the race leader. I will stay with the first people who are finishing their stint. The first of them will be Brumadinho because the time is now finished. So, congratulations to Brumadinho, gap 5 minutes and 12 seconds. Eddie with a gap of 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Next in line will be Eifelblitz. If anything happens, just inform me, I'm switching immediately back. 2 minutes and 18 the gap for Eifelblitz. Congratulations as well. Next car in line will be your fellow mate Jakub in P6 in the hypercar class and therefore of course overall as well. At the moment 4 minutes and 16 seconds behind P1. No, don't lift the throttle, you're losing time. What are you doing? 4 minutes and 19 seconds. Callum with 9 minutes and 2 seconds. Wehrlein with 9 minutes and 8 seconds. There was one car missing. We missed one car. So how are...
As Joe is now exiting the last corner.
Yeah, I think Lugi was someone who missed 2 minutes and 58 seconds. And yeah, Dennis
Joe
2 minutes and 47. So the gap went down a bit again. Mr. Krabs 9 minutes 34. Flipsy 9 minutes 32. Keep in mind they both are 1 second, 0.1 apart from each other. But yeah, of course, we also have to monitor the gaps once again. So I'm saving the replay just for safety reasons. Oh my goodness me, that was a crazy stint.
That was a really, really crazy stint.
I think it was a perfect timing for you to join and have a look on this race.
Yeah, it really was. I enjoyed it. It was fun.
Yeah, but to be honest, I'm happy to be not finished with this race. So I'm going to close this, closing the stream immediately. You can remain on the party for a few minutes if you would like to, but I think everyone is happy to, that the race is also finished. So let's do some order stuff once again. Send in, let your gaps send in. I reported, I think, every single one of them, at least almost. And yeah, thank you for racing with us. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day, have a nice night, and yeah, we'll see you.